Hi guys, welcome to Shifting Gears, and in today's video I have with me the all new Citroen C3. Citroen कंपनी की ये पहली मास मार्केट गाड़ी है इंडियन मार्केट के लिए. This is a very important vehicle strategically for Citroen because this car is made in India for India, but it is also going to be exported worldwide to developing markets. ये जो Citroen C3 है इसकी आइडियल कंपटीशन होने वाली है with the Tata Punch, and you can call this a micro SUV, you can call it a hatchback, or you can call it a crossover. It is a typical B segment vehicle with SUV design traits, and I think it is a rather good looking vehicle. Exterior design मुझे काफ़ी पसंद आ रही है, and you are going to get two variants, live and feel, और आपको टोटल 3 डिजाइन पैक्स भी मिलने वाले हैं. Citroen is going to offer you more than 70 accessories for this C3, so you can customize it to suit your personality, to suit your garage goals. इस वीडियो में हम इस गाड़ी के एक्सटीरियर डिजाइन के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं. We have a separate video where we talk about the interior cabin and the space management on the inside of this C3. हमने इस गाड़ी के दोनों ही पेट्रोल इंजन ऑप्शंस चला लिए हैं. We are going to add two separate videos, one for the naturally aspirated petrol motor and one for the turbo petrol engine, which is available with this Citroen C3. चलिए इस वीडियो में समझ लेते हैं इस गाड़ी के एक्सटीरियर डिजाइन को, क्या फीचर्स आपको मिलते हैं. But before we deep dive into the features, before I show you all the small details, first let's talk about the dimensions. ये जो Citroen C3 है, it measures 3,981 millimeters in length. The overall width is 1,733 millimeters. The overall height is 1,586 millimeters without roof rails, and with roof rails, this vehicle stands tall at 1,604 millimeters. The wheelbase is long at 2,540 millimeters, and you are going to get 315 liters of boot space, which we will show you in the interior video. इस गाड़ी का जो कर्ब वेट है, it ranges between 939 kilos to 1,035 kilos, and the gross vehicle weight ranges between 1,364 kilos to 1,435 kilos. This is a small vehicle, this is a B segment vehicle, and the turning radius is 4.98 meters. मेरी हाइट है 5 feet 8 inches, and for reference you can understand how tall this Citroen C3 stands, and it is a rather good looking vehicle. The size is respectable, at least for this particular segment. इसकी जो styling है, it is typical Citroen. It is very similar to what you see on the C5 Aircross, which is already on sale, but of course this is more on the budget side of the automotive food chain here in the Indian market. मेरे हिसाब से तो it strikes the right balance of SUV flavor. It is a good mix of tall boy body style, and still the space inside is very respectable, so do check out the interior review video जो हमने अलग से upload किया है. अभी सामने से जब आप इस गाड़ी को देख लेते हो, you will notice that you get the double chevron Citroen logo. It is finished in chrome, and just have a look at how this chrome extends over here, and then it integrates with the LED DRLs. I'm going to, turn the lamps on so that you can have a better look. This is how the LED DRL shows off, and I think it is a striking design appearance. आप देख सकते हो headlamp cluster जो है, it is over here. It has a smoked effect, लेकिन यहाँ पे आपको LEDs नहीं दिए गए हैं. There is no projector as well. If you consider the turn indicator, have a look at this. This is where it is positioned. Looks quite nicely done, and I think for the budget segment, ये जो front fascia है, it is quite good looking. Then you will notice that you do get front fog lamps. These are activated by a separate button. Then you will notice ये जो air dam section है, you have a healthy dose of black plastic cladding, generous area for the vehicle to breathe and keep the engine bay cool. बम्पर पे लोअर सेक्शन पे आप देख लीजिए, आपको ये स्किड प्लेट इफेक्ट मिल रही है. It gives this Citroen C3 that typical SUV design language, and you will notice there is some air dam section over here as well, and this is a plastic piece, so don't be overconfident and drive this vehicle over really bad terrain. This is not an SUV, this is a budget segment family car, but it does have those SUV traits so that the body paint is not scratched easily. The plastics are going to be that little bit extra abuse friendly. Overall, front fascia in my books, good looking and definitely bold. आप देख लीजिए bonnet पे भी आपको ये crease lines दिए गए हैं. You have these prominent accents over here, and this flared off section looks very, very good. And in my books, this adds to that muscular appeal of this Citroen C3. इसके वजह से ये गाड़ी आपको ज़्यादा macho नज़र आएगी, and at least for this segment, I think when you compare it to the Tata Punch, this looks much more bolder, this looks much more stronger. But how good is the crash test score? We will have to wait and watch when Global NCAP releases those numbers. जो कलर ऑप्शन मेरे साथ आज है, it is a grey colored Citroen C3 with a grey roof. You also have orange accents on the outside. You have dual tone options as well with the Citroen C3. So if you think this looks too vanilla, you can opt for those dual tone colors. And those dual tone colors are going to be seen on the roof, on the mirrors, on the accents around the fog lamp, and also on the side profile over here on this particular applique. So it is going to try to appeal to the audience who likes something that pops out, something that stands out from the crowd. साइड प्रोफाइल की अगर बात करें तो आप देख लीजिए Citroen C3 के साथ आपको alloy wheels नहीं मिलते हैं. You are getting 15-inch rims with grey finished wheel caps. आपको alloy wheels as an accessory जरूर ऑफर किए जाएंगे, so you can spend extra and buy it if you think that is going to make sense for you. साइड प्रोफाइल पे आप देख लीजिए, you have a healthy dose of body cladding. Very generous body cladding on the wheel arches. You have a turn indicator over here, old school turn indicator on the front fender. Rear view mirror पे कोई LED turn indicator नहीं है. You can notice this is the dual tone finish, by the way. This is a grey finished mirror, and the grey is different from the body color, and this grey color is also seen on the roof. So if you want dual tone, but if you want it to be a little muted, आपको ज़्यादा ही popping out colors नहीं चाहिए, you can opt for this color scheme as well. आप देख लीजिए इस गाड़ी के साथ आपको जो roof rails दिए गए हैं, these roof rails have a gloss black finish. You have an old school antenna over the front windscreen. और roof section पे आप देख लीजिए, you have these cuts and crease lines. So if you look at your vehicle from your window, it is not going to look flat and boring from the top. Since you are looking at the top, you will also notice इस गाड़ी के साथ आपको sunroof ये feature नहीं मिल रहा है. Now moving to the side profile again. A pillar blacked out, B pillar blacked out, C pillar पे आपको blackout effect के साथ ये plastic housing मिल रही है, and you have this blackout tape over here as well, so that it gives you that floating roof kind of an effect. And this is the differentiating bit for the body color. आप देख सकते हो this grey is different and the grey up top over here is different. Then on the side profile, the next thing that you will notice are the flap type door handles. There is no request sensor because इस गाड़ी के साथ आपको true keyless entry नहीं मिल रही है. You have an old school keyhole over here to unlock your vehicle if the remote of your Citroen C3 is not working. On the lower section of the side profile, आप देख लीजिए, the body cladding is very generous. So this is going to protect your doors paint so that it is not going to get chipped. आप देख सकते हो ये एक अलग से applique है on the exterior body, so अगर ये डैमेज भी हो जाता है, it is going to be very easy to replace. And you can notice that this section is different. So the underbody is going to stay well protected through your ownership cycle. यहाँ पे आप देख लीजिए, you have this gray accent. This can also be seen in orange on different body color options. And this body cladding is extended throughout, all around the vehicle. तो ये जो underlining body cladding है, it is all around this Citroen C3. Wheel arches आप देख लीजिए, very nicely done, and it gives this car that muscular appearance. The overall cuts and crease lines, the body cladding make this Citroen C3 look like a proper SUV, even though it is not. पीछे आप देख लीजिए, you are not getting rear wheel disc brakes. But the good thing is that this C3 comes with a generous contact patch tire. You are getting 195/65 R15 rubber. These are Seat tires, fit as stock on this C3. Now, when you move to the rear profile, इस गाड़ी के साथ आपको कोई LED tail lamp setup नहीं मिल रहा है. The tail lamp is good looking. It is a C-shaped tail lamp. आप देख सकते हो, there are subtle design details such as this Citroen branding over here, and it does look decent. And I'm hoping that this car is priced quite well because there are quite a few feature omissions. आप देख सकते हो, पीछे के विंडस्क्रीन पे आपको rear wash and wipe नहीं दिया गया है, and the rear windscreen doesn't even get rear defogger. So that is a big feature missing on this vehicle. पीछे आप देख लीजिए, ये जो integrated spoiler effect है, this is in that dual tone grey finish. You can also opt for an accessory spoiler. The high mount stop lamp is positioned on the inside. यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो, this is where the stop lamp is. Then on the tailgate, you have your double chevron Citroen logo with the Citroen branding. And then you will notice, यहाँ पे C3 की branding कर रखी है. C3 not Aircross. This is just the C3. इसके अलावा tailgate पे और कोई branding नहीं है. If you buy the turbo petrol variant, you have an additional badge on the boot lid of this Citroen C3. Overall tail section भी आप देख लीजिए. Like I mentioned, मेरी height है 5 feet 8 inches. This is how tall the car looks, and it does look like a compact SUV, doesn't it? आप हमें comments में ज़रूर बताइए अगर आपको ये गाड़ी SUV जैसी नज़र आती है, or you think this is just like any other ordinary hatchback. Lower down on the bumper, you have healthy dose of body cladding again. You have black plastic cladding. पीछे आपको reverse sensors नज़र आएंगे. You have grey accents over here around this reflector for your rear bumper for safety. पीछे आपको ये जो skid plate effect मिल रहा है, this is finished in black. There is no reverse camera over here, although यहाँ पे आपको provision ज़रूर दिखाई दे रहा है. I don't know if that is available as an accessory or if Citroen is going to add another pack in their list when they launch this vehicle. Bookings are going to open very soon, and the deliveries are also going to start in the month of July 2022. When you try to look closely, आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पे इस गाड़ी का टेल पाइप आपको नजर आएगा. कोई भी क्रोम फिनिश यहाँ पे नहीं मिल रही है आपको. And just have a look at the generous ground clearance of this Citroen C3. तो कहीं पे भी ये गाड़ी चलाते समय आपको डर नहीं लगने वाला है. It is going to confidently drive over the broken Indian terrain, and you don't have to worry about scraping that underbody of this C3. So that's about it when you consider the exterior design of this Citroen C3. It is a good looking car, and I think it does enough justice in the visual appearance department. There are plenty of cuts and crease lines on the side profile. The bonnet has those cuts and crease lines which give it that muscular feel. There is a very healthy dose of body cladding all around to make you feel that you have brought home an SUV, because SUV is the most desired flavor in the automotive segment here in the Indian market. अगर आपके और कोई सवाल हैं इस गाड़ी के बारे में, do ask me. I will try my best to help you out. See you soon. Subscribe to the Shifting Gears channel. Do check out the other videos which we have uploaded for this Citroen C3 so that you can make an informed car buying decision. आप हमें कमेंट्स में ज़रूर बताइए अगर आपको ये गाड़ी टाटा पंच के मुकाबले ज़्यादा पसंद आ रही है, or if you would bring home the Tata Punch, because that is a more established car manufacturer here in India. Citroen is still growing. Citroen is still a baby here in the Indian market, but they have aggressive plans for our market with this made in India Citroen C3. See you soon. Always drive safe, always wear your seat belts, and always follow those speed limits.